Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Y and E podcast. Thank you for joining us. If you haven't subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button, like, share, and engage with us in the comment section. So we're chatting about the ongoing crisis with the INEC and also the issues surrounding the INEC chairman's X account. He's come out to say that he never created an X account. His supporters are out there supporting him. I've seen video clips online of people from Kogi State supporting him, with a banner and, showing support that is going to truly be um, a good INEC chairman that is not going to be divisive, even though it's already divisive, even though a lot of people cannot trust uh, him because of the alleged situations with his ex account. And it makes me wonder if it's okay to put someone that is questionable in a position of authority and not just a small position of authority, a big position of authority, which will dictate basically the next election in Nigeria, the next general election in Nigeria. And people are divided on this issue. Some people believe that, there's no way this man's email and phone number would have been hacked to get a verification on it. And even Grok confirmed that the email was used, the phone number was used to create the account before the name was changed. So a lot of people they've been calling for the INEC chairman to either resign or be removed, but it doesn't look like the president is going to make any decision on it anytime soon. And he looks to be the pro President Tinubu's candidate or pro President Tinubu and the chairman, and it looks like he's going to stay in that position. People have been, pouring out information and saying, hey, if he doesn't resign, they will continue to protest until he's taken out of the position. What do you think about all this ongoing development?
It's a good thing that we're having the conversation, but for me at this time, I cannot really say for sure that the INEC chairman is guilty of what he's been accused of. I think INEC is coming out to say that the chairman has never had an X account. I'm not sure how INEC, the institution is arriving at that conclusion because they are literally not the chairman. Whatever the chairman did before he joined them, I don't think they have idea of whatever the chairman did before he joined them. So I think right now the truth is just between the chairman and God, and that's it. But I wish he will come out, and address the media, have like a media chat where people will pose questions to him, hard questions so that he can address them. Because to be very honest with you, it looks like everything that has been happening since he became the INEC chairman has been in favor of the ruling political party. I don't think is out of place for for the opposition to be calling for his resignation or for his removal because he lays towards APC according to the tweet. Well, we'll wait for the forensic audit according to what they said. Maybe this is just the reason why INEC has budgeted close to 55 billion naira for election litigation after the election. Maybe they know that there will be a lot of litigation, not just against whoever wins the election, but even the INEC as a body, the the process, and everything. Maybe that's why they budgeted 55 billion naira, and it looks like this election season is a good time to be a lawyer. The whole thing is that if actually he has a political leaning towards APC, and I'm sure that even APC already know whoever nominated him, because let's be honest, if you are nominating somebody for that appointment, you would definitely nominate somebody that will be favorable to you. I think that is how most political nominations are. You would definitely nominate somebody that will be favorable to you. Take, for instance, in the US, when Trump nominated, is it Jerome Powell? Because he was a Trumper. But at some point, the man probably discovered that or realized that he has to do work for the country and be, independent in the discharge of his duty. The INEC chairman, I think he's finding it very difficult to separate the two. His position requires objectivity, but let's be frank, it will be very difficult for somebody like that to be objective in his decision making because I think before he was even nominated and confirmed, there has been conversation behind the closed door that this is what we want you to do, this is what we want you to do. Are you in or you're not in? He probably promised to be in, promised to be a loyal boy, and then he's just carrying out his duty. It's unfortunate that an agency or an institution that's supposed to be almost the last hope of the common man is regrettably, finding himself in a big problem.
Yeah, sad that INEC is not truly independent. They say if it quacks like a dog, if it walks like a dog, then it's a dog. No, signs that we're seeing shows that this account belongs to the INEC chairman. But the INEC chairman is saying that the account does not belong to him. INEC is supporting him and saying the account does not belong to him. Again, if it's not going to be truly objective in this next election, that is going to be very crucial to the lives of the Nigerian people, then he needs to basically step down or resign. I mean, I'm sure he has a cushion job. He is an SAN, so he can go back to his previous job. But whoever nominated him for the position, or the president must have nominated him for the position before it was confirmed. Or maybe they believe he's the guy for the job, but when people are not on the same page with you, when the people believe that the man is going to be biased, then the president is can't go to him and ask him to resign. You know, I think there was a minister that resigned because of Oluwole's certificate in Tinubu's administration. He's not going to be the first person to resign, even though the person was allegedly forced out. So he's not going to be the first person. If it's not going to be truly objective, I believe he should step down. And again, we can see that all of his work that is done so far is basically supported the APC government. So a lot of people have alleged that the president's party, APC, does not want anyone else on the ballot. They want the president of Nigeria to be the only person on the ballot, and maybe somebody from PDP, which has little to no power, and maybe Shawore. So those people can be the supporting cast, but they don't really want anything from the coalition. They don't want anyone representing the coalition go against the president. I'm not sure why they're not confident of their workings. A lot of people do not support them, even though many people are getting some kickbacks, getting some money from the government. But most people don't support this government because they can see the lives of the Nigerian people have turned worse under this president. So no one in their in their right mind, will want to vote for another 4 years of President Tinubu. And other options out there, they're not giving them the chance to show Nigerian people to truly campaign and tell the Nigerian people how they will perform better than the current president. And it's even sad that the ADC coalition, they're not able to get any spots in Abuja to be able to do their national convention because Wike is saying that they didn't come to him. They didn't, even though there's proof online that they went to his office to, basically rent the space. But nobody wants to, give him space to do their national convention because they don't want the wrath of the FCT minister or the wrath of the government against them. So if the APC government is not afraid of anything, let them be truly honest, let them be truly open and be objective. If the person that is supposed to put together the election, if the person is not clean, then they need to put someone that is going to be clean, someone that will be in the middle, that will do a good job for people.
Yeah, I agree with you. This is why, as a person, you need to be careful when you are on the online, on Instagram, on X, on TikTok, wherever. Don't just go ahead and be liking everything. Be careful because you're creating a digital footprint. You never know what will come out tomorrow. You never know. This is the reason why. And on X, it's very easy for you to retweet people's tweet. Most times you probably don't mean it, but because you just want to farm engagement, you are retweeting people's tweet. Make sure whatever you retweeting, you actually believe in it, because tomorrow somebody might call you to come and clarify your position, and you'll be struggling. I've been saying this. I don't know why Tinubu is hell bent on destroying the opposition. Probably he wants to make some name for himself. Break some record that at so and so point, I had the highest number of governors and then people in my political party. Because with or without destroying the opposition, Tinubu will still win. With all the apparatus of the state in his, pocket. The police, the army, the civil defense, the NURT, the Admiral community, everything. They have it in their pocket. I wonder why he's still struggling to destroy the opposition, because let's face it, even if they conduct the election 50 times, Tinubu will probably win at 52 times, not because people will probably vote for him, per se, but because they know how to work the system, they know how to manipulate the system. 2023 election is still a debate. People still believe that Peter Obi won that election. I have the opinion that Tinubu won it, but it's still a talk. So, with regards to that one, it's only Tinubu and God and the INEC chairman that know who won that election. So maybe he won, maybe he didn't. It's crazy. There's no way Tinubu will fail this election. I'm not a Tinubu sympathizer. I'm not an APC. I'm not a city boy. I'm not a village boy. I'm just a Nigerian that wants Nigeria to work. But in trying to see Nigeria work, I like to be very optimistic. I like to be very realistic. I don't like to bamboozle myself. I don't like to lie to myself. With the way things are currently, I don't see anybody that will beat Tinubu in the election. And I think you heard me the other day. I said it. The only two things that can stop Tinubu is death, one. Two, if he just decide not to run. And he cannot just decide not to run, because the moment you become a president from any extraction, from maybe south, from the east, from the north, from the west, it becomes that region's affair. It becomes a northern affair. It becomes eastern affair. It becomes a southern affair. It becomes a western affair. So you cannot just wake up one day and say, no, I don't want to do this again. I don't want to run again. Your region will decide that for you. It's no longer for you to decide. Those are the only two things that can stop Tinubu, either death or he just unilaterally decide that he's not going to run. But I don't see that second option working. But that first option is certainly the only thing that can stop him. But, let's keep our fingers crossed. Yeah, let us know what you think about the INEC chairman, Amout Biton, that said he has never had a Twitter account. Meanwhile, there has been tweets from that account, and then Grok actually corroborated it that he actually opened that account in 2022. So let us know what you think. If you are in his position, what would you do? If you are in the position of the president that nominated him or appointed him, what would you do? Let us hear what you think, and we'll be happy to engage with you in the comment section.